what happens when your wife is mad and she kick it out the room. Got you back. Y'all get to see the fun side of marriage today. That's my road dog though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's my buddy. We became friends after we got married. I ain't gonna lie. Like that was never my friend. I just thought she was cute. She had a big booty. I kind of liked her. And I saw her a couple times, and I was like, I done seen you 3 times. I gotta marry you. So that's like the really dumbed down version of the story. But yeah, but at this point, we just like to mess with each other. Like that's my friend now. So but yeah, man, greetings and salutations. We're gonna get the show started with the intro credits in a moment. But what you had just witnessed was some of the happenings in the Hadley house, man. It's fun times, man. We love to mess with each other. We love harder and we play harder. And so fun times, man. But woof, man, look, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The team was teeing, wasn't it? Uh Congratulations on the Democrat. They kind of dropped some gems on us for that. But we're gonna get it started, y'all. All right, y'all. You already know what's up. Through good times and bad times. It's always gonna be Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
What's up, family? As y'all got to see, those who start opening credits. We had some good times already this morning. What's up? Look, what's up, cuz? Look, that you last name Rozier? You kidding peoples. What's up, little baby? Terra T. Shaco. Oh, man, look, you guys help me I say that one. What's up, Marvin? Man, y'all committed? We got a couple commitments that came in. They talked a lot about it last night. O and G. I didn't catch all of it, caught some of it. But talk about a little bit of that. And look, we'll talk about the news article too. Did y'all see? If you didn't catch all of it in Democrat, I'm not gonna ruin it for you. Go in there and check them out. They did have some good things to be said about it. But look, interesting conversation on Hallelujah 95 today. If y'all don't know, I do round one with St. Clair. And fun times, man. We definitely had a good conversation. Talked about the HBCUs kind of being snubbed. So it's myself, it was St. Clair, it was Albert Chester. Yes, the same guy from the FAMU games that does play-by-play, and that was the voice of Bragg Stadium in the last game, and a couple more folks. So good times. Catch that tomorrow at 6 if you want to catch that conversation. We got cut short. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I kind of text St. Clair. It's like, man, that conversation was fun. We probably should have had it over here, but hey, it was what it was. Good times though. Like, I definitely went away. It was very pleased with it. But look, did y'all see the track team? And look, it came out fuzzy when I tried to resize it, but the camera only tells half the story. Those SWAC championship rings came in for the track team. Good thing for them to be done there. Continuing to win, man. Like, y'all kind of seeing this. And somebody put up there what I had mentioned about him earlier. Like, yo, this dude just flipped that program real quick. Like, remember what FAMU track was, and look at what it is. You got 2 different things, not the same right now. So, also softball. Look, another SWAC championship. I think AD Sykes, what's that, 3 for you right now on the for the spring? Like regular season tennis, regular season track, regular season division for softball, not quite conference. Baseball, if they do like 2 more things, you get another division championship real quickly. And part of this is just because of the division championships. AD Sykes is getting her ring collection kind of high up there. Like I'm with you when you're right. I'm gonna chastise you, whatever, when you're wrong. But she got a goodly amount of rings for the moment right now. So I'm gonna give her that. Look, women's basketball got a commitment. Kiana Wormley. I ain't gonna show the picture because I ain't like it. Oh, we're gonna do her a little fangs up special, you know, get her a little special commitment thing going. Which I know it's during the week. Brother been working hard. Saturday, we're gonna drop a lot of our commitment. So more Rattlers commits. That's more fangs up work for me. So we're gonna get y'all straight. I'm gonna get Fred to get me right Saturday morning too, man. I miss Fred because Prophets Council, yo. But hey, now men's basketball, whoever did these, man, I kind of want to give you credit. But look, one of these guys from he had already committed to the basketball program, to the basketball coach. He just follows him and coming to FAMU. And look, yeah, this Randy Smith guy is a guard. I'm kind of excited, y'all. I'm hearing we're gonna have basketball that's worth watching. Like I'm about scoring. I'm about getting to the cup, getting layups, shooting threes. Okay, you give me some dunks in there. Look, you might actually have some winning basketball. Like, don't give me hope. Like I'm telling you, and I ain't gonna hold you all night because I know HBCU night was going. I didn't know Scotty was going. Not that I run from competition, but at the same point, I don't view them as competition. I feel like we all trying to share similar things. You know, only time you hear Prime with me is normally at the intro of the show. But when he takes, hey baby, what time it is? Also, got another commitment. Look, just saying, y'all look at this team. Look how they kind of coming together. Look, we got some guys that are giving me a little bit of hope around here. Like, keep playing with me, FAMU. I will be one of them. I will be one of them. Like, don't give me hope. That's the worst thing you could do. Now, if you look at the football thing, I told you I'm not gonna keep it all night tonight because my brother from another mother, HBCU game day, HBCU nightly, all of them. Y'all know we cut from similar cloths, but my brother Herb probably gonna be on HBCU nightly tonight. So I'll make sure y'all getting enough time to catch that. And Josh, we're gonna try and work some things out soon. But look, and I like how Marvin's already said this. We deserve some good basketball. Could you imagine? Okay, I can't even say imagine. Can you remember about 3 seasons ago when FAMU basketball was decent? Man, Lawson Center was nice. Like, I caught a couple of those games where it's like, okay, I'm watching. It's all right. Like, okay. It ain't Gaither, but it's like a little, get the 100 coming. Like, you get some good basketball, and there's a problem. Now, if you didn't catch the 220, oops, that's early. I told y'all, look, a whole lot of folks committing to that orange and green life. Man, go back and catch the 220 club thing. I will break it down for you a little bit, though. Some of what I saw, what I was taking from it. Man, we got an introduction of the new coaches. I really enjoyed the co-offensive coordinator / quarterback coach. His was fun. I think he gave you a little more philosophy than anybody else did. I did like the DB coach too. I like both of them. Just because the D-line guy, he was kind of like, D-line. I do what I do. I get it out the mud type vibe. But look, it'll be nice. Oh, nice to brag all year long because all sports are winning. Look, tell them, little baby, because y'all know we quiet right now. But yeah, you ain't got much of that. That ain't gonna last long. I'm gonna tell you right now as a FAMU. But if you go back and watch, Cozy went in there and talked. Kobe opens it up, saying, hey, I'm gonna introduce the coach in a minute. But then he kind of starts thanking people. I ain't gonna say that. If you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna do that to him. But like coach does talk about some of his needs, namely some of the staff needs. He said recruiting coordinator. I don't know if he meant recruiting coordinator or if he meant somebody to try to replace what LaTroy Johnson was. I think that's what he really meant, but he said recruiting coordinator, but he could still mean that. Um, that was pretty interesting though. I wonder, was that a Freudian slip, or is that kind of like the person I got is cool, but I kind of want to push him to another direction because I think he might be better at something else. Just gonna ask that question out loud. But it was cool. Like somebody was there. Um, look, just saying. Somebody donated some muscle milk, which is funny. I just talked about that last episode, like nutrition, health, and all those things. But look, and even Marvin said it. The QB coach was exciting. Like he was the one. Like he had the most pro experience, but you could also see he gave me that vibe. Like I'm not here for long. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm here to knock this out, get this experience. I've been in the pros. I need some college experience. And then after a year or two of doing this, I'm trying to be the OC somewhere else. Like either that or I'm just going to chill here and stay in Florida and collect this retirement check. It's one of them two vibes. Like that's just me though. Like I kind of felt that. Like he just gave me that vibe. Like if he's gone in 2 years, it was fun. That brother was like, his approach to offense was fun. Like first thing he was saying how he wants the quarterbacks to have answers to the problems, which was cool. I felt like Willie Simmons did that, but it was also that backside where he was talking about the experience, and he even mentioned like at college, like we only won like 5 games while I was there, so he admitted that they were trash. Like I was like, that's a strength. But then he was like, in CFL though, I was balling. I'm like, okay, that's a pass. That's a pass heavy league as far as professionally. Like they really don't run the ball a lot. They just don't. But it was pretty cool to watch him talk about how he expects the guys to be professionals on the field, off the field, and just breaking down some of the things. He didn't go into in-depth detail, but I think if you go back and watch, you can skip the first 20 minutes. Yeah, you're gonna watch 220. I mean, if you want to watch Selvin, go back and Mr. Cobb talk about stuff you've already heard from ONG and me. Cool. But skip that first 20 minutes. You'll thank me later. Look, and as you pointed out, the extra wide fields, it's hard to watch CFL. Unless I just know you. And I remember watching this guy, but not like that. Like I just but he was cool. The DB coach, I ain't gonna lie, he had a little bit of swagger to him. Like he had a little bit of DB in him, like, yeah, we only gave up like maybe 10 touchdowns all season long, 4, something like that. It wasn't a lot, before I got there, the defense was solid. Then I got there and we were still good. I mean, y'all saw what we did last year against FAMU. I'm like, got beat. I caught that molly whopping and brag. Then wanted to fight after the game. Yeah, caught that fresh L. Like, all jokes aside, though, like he seemed pretty cool. I like his demeanor. I like that. I like that in DB. Like DBs need to be irrationally cocky. Like, because one play you just got burnt. Next play you knock the pass down. You doing this finger wag, the Kembe Mutombo style. Like DB's got to be irrational. Like I play receiver. I don't have that irrational DB in me. It's like I dropped the ball. Dang. All right, let me go fix that. You DB. Oh man, well, last play didn't exist. Let's go. Like, bro, you just got burnt. What are you celebrating for? Like, but I like it, and I like it with what we've brought in at DB commitment wise. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, but also what we already got. Like, I know Kendall's my favorite. Multiple reasons, but Kendall's my favorite. So, that's my favorite player. It's funny. I ain't gonna say all that, but he's my favorite. It's just one of those things. You just kind of like, this DB room is gonna be special. The big question is, and Marcus mentioned at ONG. I listened to part of it. Like I told you, I didn't catch all of it. I had to like fast forward through some of it because I wanted to catch them. I wanted to catch 220. I knew what was going on with St. Clair. It was a long day today. So, but man, look, as Marvin's pointing out, our DB room's tight. Like, we might have the best secondary in the SWAC. And I'm standing on that. I will stand on that. I think FAMU, especially if we bring back a couple guys, who's got a better secondary than FAMU in the SWAC? I ain't saying the nation. I ain't saying Tallahassee because that other school across the street, they got a bomb secondary. But if you can get like 2 more D linemen, I'm just saying, I'm acting like your cousin to be like, hey man, bro, let me get like 3, 4. Like really though, if I can get 1, 2 D linemen, give me one and a possible. Like give me a solid one and maybe a possible one to come back. I ain't got my cards laid out my hand, but I'm just saying, shoot. I'm looking at my hand. Look, all right. And that's what I'm just saying. What's up, Ashton? Good to see you, man. But if I'm looking at this FAMU team for next year, and I'm cozy, and I'm cocky for a reason. And Cozy got that DB in him. Like when he starts talking, it's different. Like his conversation compared to Simmons, it's two different dudes. Like Willie was cocky, a little arrogance on him, but it was a different kind of arrogance. Like Cozy, yeah, he's like, oh no, it's FAMU. They want to come here, that. Like Willie was, rationally cocky. And Cozy got a little bit of that. All right, don't worry about it. We're gonna win this championship. Don't why? I mean, you see my roster, this guy. I may say Moose's name wrong, but you know who I'm talking about. Like Merito Coco, I'm just saying, like, I think we got that. I'm with him though. Look, we doing the thing in recruiting, but look, because women's basketball, quietly, she bringing some guards in. Like both, I ain't gonna lie, both coaches, they bringing some guards that's gonna score. Like FAMU basketball, you can quote me on this. They might set a record for points. Like if you look at what they're bringing in and the potential playing style, yeah. Like men's basketball, if they finish out of the top 5, it was a failure. And just looking at the transfer portal, how quickly you can flip a basketball team. Yeah. So yeah, my opinion, are you being irrational saying Cozy needs a hard date on our players in the portal instead of prolonging it and making some recruits uneasy about signing? I mean, you're not wrong. I'll say this. It seems like, from my perspective, and if you go back and listen, when he said that some guys have committed and said they're coming back, he just hasn't released the information yet. I don't know if that's purely because he doesn't want to release the information, or if it's because of like some academic reasons, something we don't know about, and that's reckless, irrational, unsupported speculation. But I'll speculate. I think that's out there though. I agree though. It would be nice, but I think one of the problems with that is you just cut those dudes off. It's that other side of that. All right, you're gone from here. But what happens if you transfer and you go to that school on the beach, or you go to that school in Montgomery, or that school in Baton Rouge, and all of a sudden, I know who you are, but what if 3, 4 of y'all go over there and now y'all with them? Now I gotta face you, and I know what you got, and I know y'all are some of the best players in the SWAC. I think that's part of the reason you left that door open. That's just me. And then some of them, they are good culture dudes. I mean, just locker room wise, academically, I believe we saw General Hunt was one of those guys for academic All-American type stuff. So I think it's more than just the lock-in and the sign-in part. I think it's those other aspects of the guys that you're kind of holding out on aren't just good players, but they're guys who kind of done some things, not all of them. Some of them ain't. Never mind. I'm gonna stop. But some of them are doing enough in and outside the field, and some in the classroom that makes you want to stay, and keep them. Let's see. Defense would be all right. We just got to see what the offense is gonna do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm with Cozy because one of the things Cozy talked about was depth, especially on the offensive and defensive line, and that's something I agree with. I've stated as much. Like this offensive line, we need some depth. You lost my favorite old lineman. He's the coach now. I'm just saying. Like TJ Demas, no secret. TJ was my favorite. Just gonna, that was my favorite lineman. Kind of undersized, real gritty. Um, Injury cuts his career short. Now I got to find a new favorite offensive lineman. Might be Ashton Grable. I don't know. I just like his name. I ain't gonna lie. But his offensive line looks pretty solid. Can we get the man? Is Thomas coming back? Yeah, you're hearing a lot of schools, say stuff about him. I think Say is gone. You gonna take him out to UCLA? Only problem with that's got to be a little better option as far as offer wise. Like you give some NIL money, something like that. Like just saying. But defensive line, I'm concerned there. Only reason I'm more concerned about D line, it seems like offensive line seems to just kind of play through injuries more. I mean, you lose a good D lineman and you notice it. Like you lose a tackle and it's over. But you lose a good interior lineman that's getting some pressure and wreaking havoc and closing and clogging the gap. All of a sudden, man, your defensive line turns to a sieve. You're like, why are these people getting 20 yards of pop against us? Oh, he over there, he's out the game. Like, I don't know. It's just me, could be my perspective. So I don't know. Look, Bridget Gordon, she said she's looking for dogs. You can tell. She is a great player, was a great player. Because when I read that, I read it in my mind, and I was like, I can't say she's a dog because then you call the lady a bitch. No, we're not gonna do that. She was a great player. We don't call females dogs. That was like, how we gonna reword that so we don't say something that then she looking at me like Queen Latifah. Who you calling a? Oh, ma'am. See what they had said was no, no, no. She she was her. I had my principal go to one of the students, and it was funny. My principal was like 6'3", 6'4". He goes, "I'm him," and the kids looking like I'm talking cash. I'm like, "Nah, that dude used to play ball at UCF. He's quietly him. You get on the court with him right now. He's him." He's like, "Wow, you could do him on the court." It's like, I play football. I ain't got no jumper, no crossover. No, I'm that stereotypical football player. I played football. I ran track. No hoops. But yeah, Coach Gordon, she looking for some hers. Um, and look, I love what Marvin said. 2 D linemen, possibly 3. Can I add one more? Por favor? I just want 4 because I include the ends. So I would like to get 2 tackles, 2 ends. That way I think you get 4 deep, an extra 4, 2 on each side. I think that's pretty solid. I think if you can get 4 D linemen, 2 interior, 2 exterior, I think you're good. That's just me. 13 Grizzles. I ain't gonna lie. Can we get that many? And look, can y'all whoever look? That young lady is gorgeous. Look, I ain't trying to weird out on nothing. But did y'all see the video they did with her? Well shot. She looked beautiful. Excellent job, man. Telling you, man. EA, no matter how good the DBs are, if you don't have a pass rush, they'll be in trouble. Dunn covered up a lot of DB mistakes last year. You're not wrong. That's why I say I want 4 DBs. Like, and I do understand everything starts at the line of scrimmage. If you don't have a good offensive line, quarterback can't get rid of the ball. If you don't have a good defensive line, your corners and your secondary and all those in coverage stay in coverage too long. So that's why I'm with Cozy when I'm not seeing a lot of linebackers. Granted, did y'all just see about an hour ago? You got yourself a linebacker. He's been around a little bit, but we got a linebacker to commit. You got a receiver to commit. You got a DB to commit. These are all FBS transfers too. Granted, I don't put the most cachet in that, but it's worth stating. If they can play at that top level, hopefully they can come down here and do well. And look, Grizzle was her. And the offensive D line do win games. But and look, I am telling the truth about Grizzle. Young lady's gorgeous. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Look, y'all know how I am about that. I go in the stands, I I wave, and I sit down. I ain't trying to holler at none of them kids. But look, I said we got a commitment. And look, some of these guys are coming back, talked about the portal. But look, we got offers, offensive lineman, Jaden Bass, 6'3, 320, Syracuse. But we got some commitments. And look, this the last one. Corey Collier, DB from Nebraska. He's from Miami, though. Woo, woo, 305 DB. Come on, y'all. I ain't even check his 40 because he's from Miami. I'm just trusting. I ain't gonna lie. You from South Florida, you play DB, I'm trusting you fast. I think that's like part of the requirements. Like, oh, you from Miami? Oh, yeah, yeah. What you play? DB? Oh, you fast. Come on, that's like a given. Like when the last time you saw a DB from Miami that wasn't fast. And I kind of tongue in cheek, but I'm half serious. Like kids supposedly played a UF before. That was a nice get. I definitely was excited when I saw that because, again, as I told y'all, for me, the DB room, oh, that's my favorite room. Like normally, it's the receiver room for me. I ain't gonna lie, it's the receiver room at FAMU. But I'm over the rack boy 2.9 thousand whatever and a half. Like I just be the rack boys and be done with it. But look, last year, ain't gonna lie to you, our favorite position group on offense was the tote gang. That running back room had me. That was I was trying to be quiet about that because I was on the Musa train, but our running back room, look, Terrell Jennings, man, that was my dude. I love talking to him, let alone like watching him in the backfield and him kind of like Florida Classic was the best. Post game, talking to him post game, we were like, dude, you were our guy. Like all like Gerald and I, that was my dude. And he was kind of like, yeah, man, I just kind of, finally got back healthy, man. I got my thing going. I'm like, dude, we were so excited for you. And I love that. Just that's some of the stuff that you all don't get to see. That you see a player out in public and you're not being a fan, you're just being a supporter. Like, hey man, what's up? I think the most genuine times y'all probably saw on camera was Major last year when I was at ONG and we just happened to see Major. It's like, oh, what's up, man? And Major just come up, man, talk, dapped us up. He was not acting Hollywood. And we were like, isn't that the linebacker? You know, obviously Major now, but that's some of the stuff y'all don't get to see. And it's some of the stuff that's cool to tell you about. Sometimes we can't always tell you about it. Nothing's ever nefarious on our ends. But sometimes it's just like, I saw this dude in the street. I ain't trying to share everything. Now, after the homecoming, that was fun. Homecoming, after the game, after that Friday, after all the stuff, watching them boys in Perry Street, and look, the football players just take it over. That was fun. But I'm excited about this addition because you already have a boundary corner solid. Does that mean Frazier does or does not come back? I'm not sure. But I believe now that you've added Collier, you got 4 corners that I can just literally rotate through. Like I wouldn't put Kendall in the slot. I do like him in the boundary, but at the same point, I got 2 slot corners and I can really mix this up. And we kind of saw what I think the best way to explain what we have at DB, go back and watch Celebration Bowl. Look at how that defense turned up the aggression. I felt like at a certain point, Smitty was like, you know what? ball. Like at times, I felt he was kind of like, all right, we're gonna let our zone kind of do this, let the defensive line really carry it. A lot of what was that Marvin that said that talked about uh Anthony Dunn covering up for the defense for the DBs. You know, just trying to go back and see if I got it. If I got it. Uh so just saying. And oof, look. The key to a 4-2-5 is the nickel. He has to be the best athlete on the field, run support, pass coverage, blitzing. Who will be the nickel? Doesn't matter. Like, honestly, I think the best nickel corner we ever had is the other bowler. I think BJ Bowler was the best nickel we ever had. And I think if you look at him, that's what I sell you. It's schematically at FAMU, that's what I sell you. I think if I'm also cozy, I may pull a video of a guy like Lamarcus Joyner from Florida State and just say, this is kind of what we're looking for. I don't think you don't have a Jalen Ramsey guy. Like, and I think the only reason I say that is Jalen Ramsey roamed the field a lot when he was at Florida State. Now he's pretty stationary. I don't know if you want Bowler roaming that much. I think as a boundary corner, I think that really shows off his size, his height, and his ability. But and the 4-2-5 is my favorite defense. I like the fact that from that 4-2-5, some of these guys that we're bringing in, especially as safety, if they can cover a little bit, that changes up how you run that 4-2-5. Because with the 4-2-5, one of your safeties is essentially replacing one of the linebackers from a 4-3. And part of the purpose is so that you can really, really cover the pass. But you can also blitz from either side. And if they're true safeties, you really don't know which one's the wild card. Whereas if he's just like a, slow over linebacker, like you can play corner, but I really don't want you in coverage. It's a different thing. Whereas if that guy can actually cover, like start thinking about what Frazier really could have been if we blitzed him a little more. Start thinking about what Bowler was. Not Kendall, BJ. Go back and watch that Florida Classic. I think that's what you're going to get out of this secondary if we can get the line to produce well. You're going to get that secondary blitzing really hard, and they're going to wreak havoc because all of a sudden, I just got a feeling you're going to get more mixed coverages. I don't think you're going to get quite as much zone on paper. I'm going to sell you zone because if we got a really strong D line, I can do that. But I think if push comes to shove, we're going to start seeing more zone blitzes. These players are some of the best athletes on the field. And look at who they're recruiting and bring in at nickel. Just saying, it's going to be solid. And I love what Ashton's saying about the women's basketball. Look, I think this team makes tournament. We talking women's basketball. We're going back to that. Anything less than a 6 seed is a failure. That's just me. And that's how much confidence I have after watching you pretty much retread last year's team and just slap your name on it, put your system on it, put your organization structure, and all of a sudden, this is the Bridget Gordon team with players that Shalon Pillow recruited. Like, if you can do that with this pretty much the same players that Coach Pillow had, plus a few extras, you got mine. You got me. Like, I'm just saying. Look, and notice how cozy, how he's not just taking anything. He wants DLs that fit at FAMU. Agreed. And I think some of that's also culture. Like, he's looking for a certain size. If you're looking interior line, let's look at the defensive line, they're 300 pounders. You consistently look in the transfer portal, you're looking at defensive linemen who could potentially, they couldn't play a 3-4. They could play your old 3-4. Because y'all know the old 3-4 linemen were like 315, 320, and they were just there to clog the middle. If you get two of those guys, that can command a double team. That's kind of the idea. But you're getting two guys in the middle that are 300 pounds. That's what he's going for. On the edges, you're looking at about 265, a lot of 6'3", 6'4s, and above. Every once in a while, you get a 215, 220, but it's not a lot of Isaiah Land looking guys out there that he's looking for. Like, think about Isaiah Land's playing weight at one point was like 215. Like, he was like a 215, 210-pound defensive end. Like, whereas you're looking now, these defensive ends 240, 250 and above, and they lighten the tail right now. I mean, if you're looking at what Colsey's trying to recruit. So I'm just saying, what's the update on Dunn? I ain't checked with my source in a minute. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. That's all I can give you. But yeah. So I don't have any good information. I'll say that. And when I say good, it's not that it's bad. It's just nothing verifiable. That not that I can share without it being like, oh, this is just reckless and like you just guessing. And y'all know I don't do that. Not unless I say reckless, irresponsible speculation. But the last I was told, don't be surprised he comes back. But he's gotten some offers too. So, but I would be somewhat surprised if he doesn't come back, partially because he's a senior, and part of this has to be the history lesson that we had the other week when we were talking about these guys entering the transfer portal. They're juniors, they're seniors, and they go to a PWI, and you're the bottom of the poll. Like, we're not going to act like Anthony Dunn didn't just watch what happened to FAMU's star defensive end who transfers and goes to Troy. Did he get drafted? Did you hear anything about him getting picked up? Last I saw, he was back in the portal. So we going to act like that didn't happen? We going to act like he didn't just watch Kamari Stevens? Granted, how much of that was Kamari? How much is that Troy? How much was that coaching staff? How much FAMU? Like, everybody's got a piece to play on that. But at the same point, he just watched Kamari Stevens. We just watched what happened when old boy came from Alabama A&M, Cushney, transfers to Florida State. Can't sniff the field. And when he does, it's like, you okay. You should have stayed at Alabama A&M and dominated. Probably got you another year. Like, just saying. Woof. Our best nickel's Terry Jefferson. Is it? Because is Frazier coming back? Look, I'm just saying. Like, FAMU's DBs. Look, they could start having some real conversations about who the best corner. Because I'm going to tell you, Bowler, but I'm biased. Like, I'm biased for multiple reasons. But at the same point, in that same argument, if I take away my bias, man, if you would argue me, Bowler can fit 1 through 3, I'd be like, I mean, but that's my boy. That's my guy, man. You know, he a Kappa, and he went to Ocoa High School. That's my guy. That's my boy. Like, I'm gonna start pulling irrational reasons to support my guy. Like, I could honestly tell you, Bowler should be DB 1 or 2. But if you slid into the 3, I would be like, dang, coach, you got a point. But that's my guy. Like, really, like, FAMU's secondary is nice. Like, just saying. Look, Norvell is kind of deep over there. But I'm just saying, the other spot is receiver room. Who's going to start? I don't know. But your receiver room just went from like the mini-me's to the freaking monsters. Like, you talking, oh, he's 6'3", he's 6'4", he's 6'3", and you're just like, so you gave an inaccurate quarterback a lot of tall targets. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Give the guy who, sometimes decision making is a little questionable. A lot of tall receivers to throw to. So he can play my homeboy Quentin's favorite game. I ain't seen Quentin in forever. Go get it, Roy. That boy can step back there and be like, he's 5'10, he's 6'3. Hey, hit that Keon Coleman real quick. Bomb. Like, just saying. Like, Fangs receiver room just got real big. Like, look, that's draft size DBs. Like, we talking 6'3, 6'4. And then all of a sudden, we start talking about a coach who has NFL experience. Not knocking, you know, any of our other coaches. But you got a football coach who played DB, who's got NFL experience. Granted, last time that happened, the results weren't the best, head coaching wise. Great athletic director. He actually had a couple good seasons. Like I'd be, kind of poo-pooing on that, but he had like 1 or 2 good seasons. But I don't think he also had the financial support he needed. That's a whole nother story. But you start looking, man, I'm seeing a different level of commitment from us as a fan base and what we brought in. Like, I'm just saying, because and shout out to Marcus Edits. I'm gonna give him credit because I didn't have time to do it, so I definitely stole his stuff. He definitely created these edits. Y'all know I'm a historian at heart. That's what my degree's in. I give credit where credit is due. Make sure, did I miss it? Oh, okay. I skipped one ahead. Jalen Ward, that receiver from Tennessee State. Yeah, he committed to FAMU. Another one. Look, this receiver room's deep, and honestly, I think some of those guys that hit the portal are gone. I want Burke back, but I'm looking at this receiver room and it's deep. Like, but then the other side of this, how many of these guys are on full scholarships? How many on partials? Like, some of those questions you kind of want to ask, but that's pretty big time. Like, Ward was like, we offered him like what, a week ago? He commits. Like, that's pretty big, and that's a good deal. So shout out to Marcus Edits. Give him credit, man. Other one, this is the one from today. Man, Latari Kinsler Jr., FIU in Syracuse. And he has the best birthday ever. His birthday is my birthday too. October 22nd. Twin, where have you been? I hate it. My students do that all the time to me, and I'm like, we don't look anything alike. I do have a birthday twin at work too, man. It's crazy. I got 2 birthday twins online. Shout out to my birthday twins. We call each other the triplets. But this was a nice get at a position of need. Like, linebacker is one of those positions where quietly you kind of waiting on Chaney. You kind of lost Major. Who's gonna be that new dude? Because Chaney was the catalyst. Like, he was the catalyst for that defense. Major was the finisher. If you go back and look at a lot of those games, you'll notice early in the game, Chaney was kind of the hot guy. Then, about second quarter, all of a sudden Major get warm. And then next thing you know, Isaiah Major. And you're like, there go Major. Third quarter, there go Major. Fourth quarter, we in the stat room. And how many tackles Major got? You think he got 10 already? I think he got about 10. You think, I don't know, bro. Like, I over under what you got. I ain't gonna put no money on it, but you think he got about 9? He gonna finish with 10 though, right? All right. Next thing you know, fourth quarter, stat line, Isaiah Major, 10 tackles. I told you, bro. Should have put something on it. High fives. Like, we over there talking trash in the media space, joking because we're like, and then somebody like Gerald's like, I mean, Major's got like X amount of tackles for the total season. Like, I love Gerald. Gerald for the Democrat. That brother be knowing. He be pulling the stats on top of his head. You like, dang, bro, you remember that? He's like, yeah, digital. He's like, that's my brother right there. So I don't know what happened to the linebacker from Lamar. Can't tell you on that one. I think you got that replacement. But I don't want to be callous. But a part of me, I'm kind of like cozy with this. Like, and Brian pulled me over to the dark side of this with the transfer portal. Right now, in and out, I'm not really too concerned. Like Cozy, I ain't gonna say he's earned my trust, but the way that recruiting has gone so far, I'm liking what I see. Because on the other side of that, I'm still looking and kind of going back to the question of, I believe that was what, EA? When are you gonna tell these dudes piss or get off the pot? I think guns to some of their heads, crap. I gotta go on, stay where I'm at, or I gotta go. And I think that's where some of these guys are at. And I think enough of them are at that place where they're gonna be like, man, I'm coming back. I I don't know what General Hunt's doing, but what do I hope he does? Hope he comes back and finishes. Is that selfish? Absolutely. But is it also he's like 5'11, about 300 and something? Do I think he gets the same chance to kind of break into the mold that he would if he had left last year? No. And honestly, I think it would have been best if the transfer portal was what it is now, his sophomore year, because kind of undersized D linemen, a lot of schools like those guys as a fan base. Those are guys that the fans get behind. And I think for FAMU wise, that's somebody that, okay, now we got to get him in the NIL space. Like if we can find it, that's somebody you got to get behind because now he's got the name, he's got the cachet. He is that anchor in the D line. On his end, he's got to show he's healthy. And that's one of the things I would be looking at going forward. But look, and as just the player's been very silent. I'll look, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if they're inching back out of the portal. It's been real quiet. You notice the last week, really, yeah, the last week. There's only been one guy, two guys from FAMU that you'd be like, okay, you got some action. That's Thomas, the offensive lineman. They did an entire article where they were saying how schools are looking at him. I believe that visit to UCLA was about a week ago for say. Other than that, I hadn't heard anything from Anthony Dunn in a minute. Just saying, like, not socially. So, of course, yeah, selfishly, you want those guys back because those are the foundations of your championship team. Um, and that's me personally saying that. I feel like your defense really carried this team at times, in spite of the offense. Like, if we're being honest, let's keep it a bean. Um, I know I'm a Musa guy, but that Celebration Bowl was rough. And that defense, if that defense isn't able to make stops, and if Howard's quarterback is not bad, I had to find a nice way to say that because that guy was just he wasn't it. He wasn't it. I think the game turns out different, especially if you consider the turnovers coming in. I mean, without the turnovers, that game's not close. Like, FAMU walks the dog with Howard. Like, go back and hear what JMO said when he was at ONG. He's like, why is this a game? Like, why is these guys competing with us? Like, look, EA, I ain't gonna say what the street committee says. You got reliable sources though. Uh, what about QB from Ball State? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I need one more quarterback though. And I think one of the problems when you start looking at Ball State, you look at FAMU, it's not that dissimilar. Like they probably got a little better nutrition program, but look at their facilities. Like if you look at most MAC stadiums, man, you can close your eyes and you could even like wince a little bit. And I ain't talking about like be blind. I'm talking about just kind of close your eyes just a little bit and be like, that like brag. Oh, you're FBS. How many wins y'all get in the season? It snows where you're at. You're playing in front of 5,000 fans. Why the hell are you doing this to yourself? Like, that's a real question I ask for most of these Mac kids. Like, I'm just saying. And look, they know we have players. They know we can perform. Now, before we get out of here, let me get it. I have my tea ready. Mm, mm. I wish I had Earl queued up. Oh man, look, do I have it? I don't have Earl in the chair. I do not have Earl in the chair. Earl, I'm gonna have to get you back and put you back up here. Uh, when he was making fun of She Loves D. Caramel. That was the funniest thing. And the only reason that was so funny, Chick left the OBC early. Oh, Jackson State getting mollywopped. So this is the other half of the story nobody normally tells you. So the game's not over yet, right? So we get into the fourth quarter. Fabian's going to win. Like, we walking the dog with Jackson State. And third quarter, and it just so happened, I'm just like, I'm about to go downstairs, Shout out to Zoe and the crew over there, man. Those dudes are awesome. I ain't gonna lie. Those guys, they were so cool. I talked to Zoe and he was straight. Iota, who? No. Look, my cane is downstairs. Yo, to the good news. I only know one Iota. I ain't him. Jokes. But so fourth quarter, right? Jackson State's losing. And it's like, all right, y'all, game's about to end. We should start heading towards the field. And so I see She Loves Z. I didn't recognize her because I'm like, oh, this is a young girl, or whatever. Told y'all when I see women, I don't be paying for people attention at the time. I look trying to be a faithfully married man. And so I'm looking at she looking at me and I'm like, I don't recognize you, but I guess she kind of sees me like, all right. Next thing I know, I see the live thing pop up, and they're like, y'all see your girl in the car? I'm like, chick to the left. Hold up. You can't talk that much trash and leave with your team getting whopped. No. And then when Earl came back with the clap back, caramel. I was like, yeah, you talk too much trash. Nah, you had to wear that one. Like we're gonna see though. This year, I don't know what it's gonna be like in Jackson. I ain't gonna make that trip. I'm supposed to go to UF with my homeboy, so I owe him a dude's day. But that was hilarious. But if y'all didn't see the article, the ruling, they dismissed the lawsuit that Ghost Shay put out there, and so one of the reasons they put out there for it being dismissed was Ghost Shay stated that he was fired in retaliation to him reporting misconduct at the university. And when they reported and responded, they responded that he was not fired based on gender. They said that first, disability, or whistleblowing. And to that, okay, if that's it, look, yeah, I guess that judge with the FAMU law, because boy, the street committee. Well, y'all members of the street committee, I'm gonna let y'all tell it. You ain't gonna get me to do it, but let's just say, those who know, and he definitely was fired because of some other stuff. It wasn't because of whistleblowing. I'll leave it at that. No Diddy. Okay, I'm sorry. That was too much. Too much. Shots fired. Y'all know I stay petty. I ain't as petty as my buddy Scotty. But what? Y'all know I clap quick. But I don't clap back. You ain't got to clap back when you clap first. But y'all already know what the streets said why he got fired. Okay. Woo! I'm sorry. 2 shots. Yeah, I know, Cap. I gotta do one more. Don't play where you work at. That's my 3 shots. Y'all know. One for the fire, one for the not fire new and the pot. I got you. All right. Now what did that cost FAMU? $150,000. Supposedly 150 was what they paid, what he got paid. And some of that was he worked for FAMU. I hate to tell you, somebody should have told you, like they told me, first day working for FAMU. Look, don't buy nothing and then put it out there for sale, because anything you sell that has FAMU's name on it or on the behalf of FAMU, that's FAMU's money. You might not get your money back. Like, you over there talking about you being a super helpful employee, paying for stuff out of your pocket. Florida A&M will not repay you. I ain't gonna lie. They used to, but you might not get your money for 6 months. They were good for that. Now the reasons why he was fired, bullshit. Sorry, a little something in my throat. The Urban Edge Network deal. So wish you had that money now. FAMU stuff being placed on a NASCAR vehicle. His attempt to hire a women's track coach and not letting Dr. Robinson know what happened. That's some bull. Like, I'm sorry. Like I said, the judgments of the FAMU law. There was some home cooking in that. Y'all know why y'all fired Gaucher. It wasn't for the right reason. You just were covering yourself. Because if the real reason came out, buddy, bruh, like, when I look at that and I saw that in the article, I was like, y'all really got away with it. Like, now, do you have the same dirt on the other guy? Because go back and read the article. The guy that was under him, pause. Sorry. The guy that worked with him, look, no Diddy. The guy that was his subordinate. There we go. He's also suing the university. I don't know if you gonna be able to beat them charges the way you beat them Gaucher charges, though. Just saying. Yeah, because I ain't heard nothing but the street committee from that one. But y'all know, if you know what I know, we ain't gonna dish all the dirty laundry. But y'all fired Gaucher over some stuff. Was it necessarily? Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you got to protect the shield, and there was a lot of shield protection in that firing. And the other thing, they said Gaucher didn't have enough evidence to show he was wrongly terminated. Was some of that, trying to prevent, perjury? I don't know. Was some of that to make sure folks didn't know what was going on behind closed doors, besides the folks in the street committee? Not my business. But I will say this. Hey, that other guy, I don't know if you can pull up that same, list of allegations that the street committee has on Gaucher. I'm just gonna say it like that. So but yeah, that was the news article. It's on the FQ Family Twitter page, but it's through the Tallahassee Democrat. So it's not one of those Rattler blog report ones. Not saying they're not reputable, because they be getting the tea. They got inside information. Yeah. I don't know who you are, but I know the circles you travel in. Look, somebody call. Yes, somebody called Tasha K. Call but you can't use my phone. Won't be me. Uh-uh. But look, that's what the streets had on that. I can give y'all that because it hit the news already. So ain't like I'm really breaking news. And enough of y'all are certified members of the street committee, that y'all know what I know. You just, work in discretion and kind of don't say everything either. But yeah, that was luck. Um, and I think that's part of the deal with AD Sykes, honestly. Like, yeah, folks are trying to get her fired. But the problem was you over there looking like, I don't know if we can beat these charges the way we beat this Gaucher stuff because she hired a football coach that nobody likes and nobody wants. I can't fire you for that. She hired, excuse me, a bowling coach that's a little young. Don't know if we care about that. What about that athletic budget looks messed up? They all do. So I ain't gonna lie though. You look at the reason they fired Gaucher. Yeah, I don't know how AD Sykes made it. I'm like, that's why y'all fired the guy? Like, because he was gonna bring money in? Granted, SWAC threatened to sue, but at the same point, man, if you had that kind of bread rolling in right now, you wouldn't be asking us to pay for rings. You'd have your ring money already. Just saying. Look, yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it's gonna be re-up gang or not. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fun. Like, just as a fan of the program, what's the next step? Because I heard cousin Kelvin, he put that challenge out. Like, I don't think Larry caught a belt. Larry be getting whippings from the ONG strike zone. I don't know if he caught a belt that day, but he definitely caught a stray. Like, just saying, get the big look. Just saying. That Orange Blossom Classic thing, man, some of y'all was mad. Ah, she got to backdoor her way into that. I'm just saying, from my perspective, this is how you fix that just for next year. For the future, you're kind of screwed. I see it if you can get South Carolina State to agree to it. Just saying. Like, if you can get South Carolina State to kind of help you out, I think that goes a long way. That's all I can see schedule wise. Original picker. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that because I got jokes. I got jokes. Y'all gotta help my AD a little bit, man. Help out, man. I didn't. Yeah, shut up. So before Keep gets canceled, because y'all know y'all are kings and queens of the cancel culture, man. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. Look, we have 150 some odd people with us today. Thank y'all for joining. Tell a friend, share. I might not make it to Tampa for the Nationals, but I'm advertising. I'm gonna try to be the be out day though. Look, hit to the right, to the left, to the left. Look, I'm ready. Look, I'm trying to work. Look, I'm getting my coworker to show me the Tamia step because y'all be over there doing the steps and y'all be spinning, and I'm like, it's too much. I need the basics. Somebody give me a tutorial. We can get a class going. But look, I don't understand the Jacksonville thing. I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Jacksonville more than most. I actually like some of the pro teams in Jacksonville. But at the same point, are you serious? Like, we're going to take a game from here and put it in Jacksonville. So what we going to do before the game? You ain't even got the landing no more, so it ain't like we can dodge bullets at the landing. Like, what are we going to? I mean, they say Jenkins fell off. Now, Tooney's was fire. I ain't gonna lie. We went to Tooney's, and I had fried fish and fried shrimp. and they put some crack seasoning on there. My Lord, Bush, brother, my line brother James Bush put me on. Toonies is fire. Gosh, dog. Oh, we like 6 of us jumped in my car and rode the Toonies, and boy, that thing was so fire. Sheesh. But what are we gonna do in Jacksonville? Get robbed? I'm good. Ah, baby, you got that. I'm being sarcastic, but you got to give us something. If you're gonna put that game in Jacksonville, real talk, you got to structure it. You got a place to go, place to be. You got to set up a day party. Like, honestly, if you're gonna have that game in Jacksonville, had a game in Jacksonville, had a day party at the Jags practice facility next door. Like, that's what you got to do, man. Like, keep everything centralized right there. Have the Battle of the Bands at Veterans Arena. Look, I told y'all, I don't do this to me. I'm a sports nerd, but I'm a Jacksonville Sharks fan. I will go to Jacksonville to watch an arena football game. I'm one of them. I don't support no team in Orlando but the soccer team and the hockey team. Everybody else can kick rocks. I don't like the Magic at all. Uh, I was cheering for them for 3 games. And the Busters lost, and I'm back on the hate train. I hope the Busters lose. But look, like, you got to structure that. If you're going to put it in Jacksonville, you can't just put it at the stadium. You got to sell me more than Alltel Stadium, because I've been there when it was a Gator Bowl, and I've been there when it's Alltel Stadium, and that's where we went for some of our Kappa stuff. And we were like, yo, if it wasn't for my line brothers, we would have been bored. Like, you got to structure that thing. You got to make it something to where it's an event, like the Vet at the baseball stadium, like where the Jumbo Shrimp play. Do something where the Jumbo Shrimp come in, and then have all you can eat shrimp thing at the baseball stadium. Like, dumb stuff like that. But you got to make it an event if you're going to take it to Jacksonville. Orlando sells itself. Yeah, Disney, Universal, yeah, downtown Orlando. Like, literally any Friday night, you just walk out there and the clubs are popping. There's always a Greek organization doing something. Like, there's the Magic. Like, same thing, Tampa, Ybor City. It's kind of sells itself. You got to have something. Miami's. It says, you say Miami, and people's like, oh shoot, Atlanta. Like, it has that gravitas. For Tampa, you got to kind of do a little bit of finagling, but not a lot, because it's like, oh, it's still Tampa. But Jacksonville, you got to sell the beaches. You got to do something. Like, have something at Pussers or something. Look, I told y'all, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm a North Florida guy. Like, Pussers is my spot up there in Ponte Vedra. Look, they got the indoor and outdoor area. Look, that spot got me to graduation. We drove to Jacksonville, did my paperwork, went to Pussers, got that painkiller. Look, don't play with me. I told y'all, I'm one of them. Like, but you got to have that kind of stuff, have that kind of spot, have something where people go and you're like, yo, this place is kind of a vibe. Like, I want to do this again. Like, you got to sell that about Jacksonville. Like, you got to sell it. You got to sell the beaches. Granted, yeah, I know I'm a Gulf Coast guy, so I think Atlanta beaches suck. But sell that to the people who are used to them beaches. Like, I go to Panama City and I'm like, oh, there's some dolphins right there. I go to the Gulf beaches. I love it. I go to Atlantic Beach. I'm like, it's okay. You know, it's nice. But you really got to hype that up and sell it up. You can't just sell me NFL facilities, because I can go to Tampa, get NFL facilities. I can go to Miami and get NFL facilities. If we win, y'all just saw, y'all witnessed the Celebration Bowl. Those facilities, come on. Atlanta, look, there was so much trouble to get into. Even if you were last minute, it was like party, 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 party. Like, it wasn't even well organized for the Celebration Bowl. Like, Josh and them's event was organized, but a lot of them other ones, it was just like, man, let me pull up Eventbrite and see what's going on. And I might go to that. Yeah. Let me see if I want to Uber there. Do I want to drive? Like, just saying. Like, Jacksonville, you got to give me that. You got to step your game up. In order to get a classic, you got to give me more than a football game. You need to give me, I'm going to give y'all the playlist and the play, and I'm going to let y'all get out of this. If you're going to move a game to Jacksonville, I need a Battle of the Bands. At this Battle of the Bands, I need Flomo, I need EWC, I need FAMU. and whoever FAMU's playing. That's 4 bands right there. 3 are already in the city. 1 you bringing in. That's the easy play. Battle of the Bands. That's Friday night. Before that, let's organize it. Give me a college fair. Friday for all the kids in Duval County. At the college fair, offer on-spot admission for EWC, FLOMO, and maybe one more school. I bring Cookman up because, you can fart hard and get into Cookman. Everybody needs a backup plan. So I'm sorry. I told you I'm petty, but real talk, all you need is 2-0 to get into Cookman. You're in. You might as well go to community college at that price up. Sorry. Look, it is what it is. So Friday during the day, college fair. Friday night, Battle of the Bands at Veterans Arena. Veterans Arena is not big. It's about the size of the Lawson Center. But it's a liquor there. Like Bacardi liquor too. So, the kids can be doing their thing. You can get your drink. Saturday, have something for brunch, pregame brunch, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Let the fans kind of do their thing locally. Have JRE Lee do something like a pregame party. You can either have it over there by the baseball stadium and let the people walk across to the football stadium, or have it in a part of the parking lot. Then, have a day party right after that leads right into kickoff. You can kick off, have the game. Game ends under the lights in Jacksonville. Police everywhere because you got to make sure you secure the area, and it's over. Again, that's a whole weekend where you hit everybody. I hit the potential college students. I hit the current people here. I hit the people that are visiting, and I get some other venues locally and be like, hey, can we get this place, this place, this place, this place? Y'all host events. Y'all do this and y'all do that. All of a sudden, you turn the city orange and green, get one of the bridges that Friday night, orange and green. It's lit. Like the weekend is fire. And you did very little work. And everything was kind of close to the stadium. People weren't venturing into the wrong neighborhoods because that's not hard to do. Like, that's the kind of organization and structure you need for that to happen in Jacksonville. But you got to sell me a weekend. You can't just sell me, y'all can come in here and y'all gonna have fun. I'm not going to the Jacksonville Zoo. I've been there twice. I'm good. Been there more than that. When I was a kid a couple times. I'm not doing that as an adult. But what I will do as an adult, and my wife will too. Hey, somebody want to watch kids? Hey, mom, dad, my parents are here. Hey, y'all get the kids. We'll go to the day party. Like, go hang out. Like, you got to create a vibe. Like, that's what you got to do. Rattlers, we all about a vibe. We all about fun. Like, we're a very knowledgeable fan base. But one of the best parts about fan base, we could be drunk as hell and know what to say, what to do, and how to do it, and be like, oh yeah, we about to win this game. Da 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 da. Did it, and you're like, but you're drunk. And like, but I'm paying attention. Like, we just one of those fan bases. We're functioning. Like, but you got to sell me more than just like NFL Stadium. That's cool. There's 32 of those. And I can go to this place in Orlando. It ain't NFL, but it's close enough. Like, just saying. Hey, Dean, don't talk about my east side. Look. And she's not having it. She's not. Some of it's not on her because she's not an event planner. She's the AD. But some of that needs to come from someone who's going to collaborate with event planners. That's going to be able to say, some of this money got to come back to FAMU because we bring in millions. You got to give us something back. Like, it's that next level thinking. Like, Honestly, I give her credit. And I said that she should have did it. It's $450 for that thing in Tampa. This right here, $450. Guess what? Some of us ain't going. That's $450. I'm gonna get up 8 o'clock in the morning to look at you. Granted, don't get me wrong. I like 80 sacks. But $450 for you to talk about athletics? That's a tough sell. Plus the hotel. Plus, you know, plus I'm going out to eat. And plus, if I'm going to Tampa, I'm going to Bahama Breeze, the one on the water. Look, tell y'all, old school player move. This is my move when I was back in my young days. You get your girlfriend. Hey, we're going to Tampa for the weekend. Go to Bahama Breeze. You know, chicks ain't seen Bahama Breeze, especially they from Tallahassee. Oh, we're going to Bahama Breeze. I ain't had this before. They got one on the water, and the and the boats just pull up right there. Don't tell nobody I told you that one though. That's my move right there though. That is my move. Like, look, I'm just saying. But look, and I'm with little baby. I don't think we need another classic unless we own it. Only reason for the Florida Classic because we're part owners. You're right. And look, I'm with you. I'm with you, little baby. Oh goodness. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. HBCU Nightly should be going on strong right now. Look, we're gonna catch y'all on Sunday. Get ready, be excited. Talk about if this baseball team clinched, and hopefully we get some more commitments, and kind of look and see, what's going on with some of these other things with this program. Like, I got questions, but we're gonna find some answers. And y'all know what's up. Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal.
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?